Hey guys, it's Max at Battery Cars in Derby. Just going to show you around our beautiful Ferrari 488 in orange. It's got over £60,000 worth of options on the car, so let's take a look. The colour on the car is Aranci Triplo Strato. It's contrasted by a Nero Racing Stripe. Together this costs about £15,000. It's not your usual Ferrari colour, not red, but flake in it definitely stands out, and it's definitely a showpiece. So let's start with some of the exterior specifications of the car. These are £3,500 forged painted alloys complemented with a Ferrari centre caps. Being Ferrari, they cost about £500, and obviously all 488s have ceramic carbon brakes. As well as the extremely expensive paint, the car has an extensive list of carbon fibre. It starts with the front spoiler. It goes all along the length of the car and actually underneath. This is a £4,000 option. Luckily, the car is also optioned with front and rear cameras. This stops it from knocking anything, because you wouldn't want that. Coming around to the side of the car, there's the Scuderia Shields. These are usually coloured and are about £1,000. If you want to go the level above, you can go for the carbon fibre option. These are very rare. You rarely see them on a 488, normally on like an 812 or something like that, which is really nice to see. As you can see, the Nero Racing Stripe continues through the whole of the car. This includes the folding hard roof. And as you move towards the middle of the car, you can see the carbon fibre B-pillar trim. This is about a £2,000 option. And if you move slightly further back, you can see the side air splitters. These are about £2,000 option as well. If we move towards the rear of the car, you can actually see the exit air ducts. This is where airflow comes in through the side of the car, out the rear, and produces downforce. On this specific model, it has carbon fibre, which is nice complementary against the orange paintwork. This is a £2,500 option. More importantly, at the rear of the car, you can see the Italian flag. This is actually an £800 option for just a piece of metal, but with Ferrari being Ferrari, they can kind of charge what they want. To top it off, on the rear of the car is the fog light. The previous owner actually spec'd this in carbon fibre. It doesn't really add anything else to it, but it does look cool nonetheless. Moving on to the interior of the car, you just open the door and you're instantly greeted with a carbon fibre door trim. As you can see, the themes of the colour on the outside are actually on the inside with a full Nero interior. This is contrasted with the orange stitching and the tubing. There's plenty of other things to go on here, so we'll get into that now. Continuing on with the carbon fibre theme, you can see there's a carbon fibre across the whole of the dashboard. This goes around all the vents and the switches for the pit speed, volume controls, which are all pointed towards the driver. This is about a £4,000 option. As it's well known, the Ferrari brand is quite personalisable. The previous owner of the car actually spec'd these seats to be Daytona racing seats. They're carbon backed, and it's about a £6,000 option. Holds you in the road, hugs you nicely, but it's not uncomfortable. Continuing with the carbon fibre theme, you see the central bridge. This houses the reverse auto and launch control buttons. This is very nice to see, but what you don't usually see is the upper tunnel, which is all down here. This is a £3,500 option. You rarely see it on Ferrari 488s. Now we move on to the Rev Counter. This can be in many different colours, usually it's red or yellow. This one actually is an aluminium finish. You rarely see it on this, and it definitely pops against the carbon fibre interior. Hi-Fi systems have become much better over the year through modern Ferraris. You always know if it has the high specification if it has the JBL lettering right here. This is a £3,500 option, most of which people don't usually use because they're just listening to the V8 soundtrack, but it's definitely a nice option to have. While speccing a Ferrari, you need to think of the resale value. One huge feature of that is the front lift. This is a £2,800 option, but it's definitely worth it because you can get over speed bumps or tough road conditions at any point. Another very, very important feature is the cameras on the front and rear, plus the parking sensors. You just need to be able to navigate and make sure that you don't scratch or bump anything. Right guys, that was our Ferrari 488 Spider from its Aranci Triplo Strato paint to the Racing Daytona seats. It's definitely a unique spec, but it's a very big spec. £60,000 worth of options on the car, I've said before. If you could let us know in the comments down below what you think of the spec, it would be great to hear from you, and thanks for watching.